Hello everybody, welcome back to Swamped episode 3. I'm your host, The Smirk, and today I'm presenting Honor Duel Fools. Now, I was trying to set up a duel between this Farron and this blue because, well, most blues are really super nerfed when they come into my world, so the idea of him taking on a 2v1 was not very smart on his part. But he decided just to walk up to me and like start hitting me, the host, which, you know, my blue's there to protect me, so obviously that's not going to go well with him. So not a good move. And guys, if you are a Farron watchdog, you really kind of need to wait for the 2v1s and the 3v1s. You guys get so nerfed that when you come against somebody like me, you're just at a major disadvantage. I mean, look at this kid. He hits me twice, I hit him once. We have about equal damage on each other. Actually, this kid's pretty twinky. He looks like he's actually got some really high health now that I look at it. So he might actually be a better Farron build than what most people come in at this level. He's actually really good with the spacing. He's very calm, patient fighter. I learned really quickly too, because I think he punishes me in the first couple exchanges quite well. That I could just tell by the way he's moving. He's not a low tier fighter like pretty much everybody else you see in most of these episodes that I fight. He actually has like much better strategies, I feel like, than other people. He switches back and forth from the bow very well, and he uses his spacing to draw me in. I definitely play his game, and he definitely gets the better of me. Now, he's very honorable, as you can see, so he lets me honor duel this one. We were taking a 1v1, so now he thinks he's gonna do me and himself. I don't know what he's thinking. I think he's just thinking, oh, you know, I'll be honorable and let these guys just duel it out. But look at my damage compared to this other Farron. I mean, this kid cannot compete with me. Look, I think he puts a hit on me. I don't even think he does put a hit on me, and when he does, it's like, you know, less than a tenth of my life. So for these guys to be 1v1ing me right now and honor dueling is actually kind of a bad move on their part. So as you can see, this other Farron comes in, and this very honorable other Farron comes in and kind of prevents him, like, no, let's not 3v1 these guys, let's honor duel. So again, I'm not really looking for this. I don't need that. I prefer the 3v1s. In fact, I think actually kind of helps me to have more than one person, because they kind of they get overly aggressive and they just do things that they wouldn't normally do if they didn't have you know, 3 people in here. So this guy's going to try to honor duel me, and that's fine. But my damage is just so much better than his. There's no way these guys are going to generally win these fights, even if they're as good as me, which, you know, I don't know how good these guys really are. You know, most of them show kind of signs of proficiency. This guy understands spacing. He's being very calm, very reactive, letting me come into him, which is more my game right here. I tend to try and punish people who play. See, he just keeps backing up, and I get that. That's actually smart playing on his part. And of course, the one time he gets aggressive, I punish the hell out of him. So I'm not mad at him for being passive, but if you're gonna sit there and be passive on me, I will heal on you, and there's no honor in that. This guy points him down. I think he points him down because we had our duel interrupted, and so now he thinks he's gonna honor duel me 1v1, and so here we go. So we start the fight. I'm a little bit more prepared for this guy to fight. Let him heal up right there because he was honorable. But this is, again, it's not smart for me to be honorable. It's not really smart for him to be honorable, because we just don't know what's going to happen, who's going to get summoned in, and how this whole scenario is going to be. So here we are. This kid is pretty decent. He's got strategies. He's, you know, using his shield well. He's you know, mixing things up with his bow, using his weapon art. You know, just keeping a mix. And he's actually a pretty good fighter. I think he knows his weapon well. I think he knows spacing well. At this point in Dark Souls, it's been out for like, what, 2 years, so people are just they know how to play the game. It's not for noobs anymore. And so this is a pretty good duel, and I'm definitely doing better damage than him. he's so aggressive. I don't know how I didn't get that parry. For some reason, I am missing the third swing parry that like everybody in the world gets against me if I ever try to swing 3 times in a row. But for some reason, I never get that parry, and I just don't know what I'm doing wrong right there. But I don't know. At one point, it used to be the most reliable parry in the game, and now I never get it. And I don't know if it's just because I'm doing something wrong or what the deal is. Yeah, this fight's actually a pretty fun fight. Again, see, that parry did not go through. I read that running attack that he was going to go do that. I go for the parry, and see, for all his honor, here comes that blue last minute coming in and smacking him. He only needed 1 hit to die, so my guess is that he was going to die anyways. So now this guy's like, yeah, no, I'm not playing that game. So he jumps in, and that red and that blue can take care of each other. So my blue decides to just I think he just jumped off the rail and killed himself. I think maybe he realized that he kind of messed up our honor duel system, and so he felt bad and jumped off the cliff. I don't know. Maybe he just, he got his covenant item and had better things to do, but he ends up taking off, and this red ends up honor dueling me. Again, I don't think this is smart because, as you can see, these, in these duels where I'm against the Pharons, I'm out damaging them very significantly with the Dragon Slayer, and so it's, even if they're as good of players as me, they're probably going to lose just because of the trades. I'm doing more damage with a faster weapon. There's no way this kid can actually compete. So I get this blue in here with the scythe, and he starts fighting the red, and I'm gonna go ahead and let them honor the duel, even though I've just been talking about how that's not smart. Try to get some free healing with my Sun Princess ring. This was a good fight. I had to kind of cut it in the middle because I didn't want to lose any of the duels, and I just kind of lost track of time, so I kind of cut their duel in the middle, and they actually had an amazing duel, and I was so disappointed that I actually cut it, because the middle of what just happened, what that just got cut out, was absolutely fantastic play on both the red and the both these guys were actually really good. This was just a fantastic fight, and I'm really sad that I actually cut out the middle of it by accident. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything on video and that you could see the continuity between fights, so that you didn't think that I was just editing my best hits and stuff like that. But anyways, that red gets that clutch two-handed weapon art and chase down, and I really like that. Really dig that duel. That was a fun duel to watch. So now, but this is where it pays off for honor dueling and not interrupting that red and his thing, because now I get I didn't even realize this red was in. He just kind of, I realized he was in, but I didn't realize how close he was going to spawn into me. He was immediately on me, just must have saw me and just came running straight for me. So I was a little caught off guard right here, but and he's very high pressure, which is, it's hard to deal with high pressure people even under the best of circumstances. But when you get surprised by them, it's actually kind of even more tense until you can kind of reset and get your footing again. So right now, I've kind of gotten my footing again, but I can tell he's like a really, he knows how to move in this game very well. He knows his spacing really well. I'm not sure why he switched to his dagger right there. That was kind of strange. I think he thinks he's gonna, I don't know, run around and get a backstab. What does he think he's gonna do? I haven't really swung more than one time, so I'm not sure why you would think that you're gonna go for a backstab with your dagger, but he goes for a lot of parries. He's trying to do a lot of predictive R1 parries and stuff like that, which once I know people are going for those, it's usually going to be GG with me. I pull out my dagger in anticipation to go and backstab him, but now he's just doing these standing R1s, which allows me to know that he knows what my strategy is. So I put that dagger back away and look to outspace him again with the Dragon Slayer. Thought I was gonna get that parry on him right there. At least when I go for my parries, his sword is actually swinging. But yeah, he's actually really good with his spacing and his high pressure spacing. But unfortunately, I'm really good at dealing with people like that. I could not do what I just did to him, what I was doing with Justice, and that's the difference between the Irithyll straight sword and the Lothric straight sword. So if anybody wants to tell you that, like the Lothric straight sword isn't like a very high powered or like the best, you know, straight sword by a lot. I mean, they're just kidding themselves, because the only way a straight sword user can beat me with this build is if they have the Lothric Knight straight sword. As we get to see with that Earthil straight sword, I was able to turn around on him, outspace him very quickly. When you watch the other fights in episode 2 with me and Justice, when he's using the Lothric straight sword, those same exact scenarios, those same exact spacings as me and that last kid, I was the one who was getting hit and he wasn't. And that's just because the Lothric straight sword has better hyper armor, it has better range, it has better roll catch. It's just an all the way around better weapon. That being said, you know, this kid was an excellent duel. We get interrupted by this blue. I go ahead and be honorable because this is what we've been doing. All these duels literally took place between episode 1 and episode 2. This is exactly halfway between those two. I just cut this out because I was trying to show more me taking on 3v1s, but I figured these were all pretty good and fun duels in which there was kind of like a non-stop action and everybody was honorable. And I just, like I said, the honor doesn't always work out for everybody. I think this red could have, honestly, he was really close to killing me. I was trying to not heal as much as possible during this scenario, so that when we reset, if he had a little health left down, that we could maybe try to pick up our duel from where we left it off. But it's not to be. For all this honor, the red dies, nobody gets a covenant, I live, and guys, use your 3v1s when you can, because you're nerfed.